Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagger-tastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only ZA single guard, Zaggard, and I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragons Den, my friends, and I hope you're all having a great time. Welcome back, Dum Dum and Yuki. How are you both doing? If you can't tell, I am stretching. Suddenly my arms just need to stretch. I don't know why. You ever just have those moments where you just like raise your arm? Oops. That's not what I wanted to open. That's not at all what I wanted to open. That was Joe Rogan's podcast for a second. Yikes. The Wiccan celebration, which Halloween was translated to. Well, I mean, it was a pagan celebration before it was a Wiccan thing, but sure. I'm not a huge, you know, the whole Wiccan witch thing online kind of translated from, I should say. That would make more sense. The whole Wiccan witch thing online is kind of dumb. Like, people believe that the whole, like, if you crack an egg and then it bleed, you're cursed. Blah, blah. Nah, that's dumb. That stuff is dumb. All right. If you can actually do Joe Rogan podcast fun. I just outed myself. I outed myself as someone who sometimes occasionally might listen to it because he has interesting guests on, like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson's a cool guy, by the way. I like him. He's the reason I learned that the phrase goodbye originally meant, may God be with you. So if you're one of those atheist people who's like, you can't use any religious words in anything because religion is all evil, especially Catholicism, you can never say goodbye to anybody ever again. Because it literally is short for "May God be with you." So you better just stop. You should never say goodbye. If you say goodbye, you're the problem. You're the problem, friend. But anyways, first. I'd like to thank everyone over the weekend and on Friday who has joined the Dragons Den. So let's thank Imposter, Visit Harmony 166, Sleepy Letter, Stuffin' Number, Link 44444. All of you, thank you for joining the Dragons, and please, I hope you're here. If you are here, just say hello into the chat. You don't have to say more than that. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to the chat, and it could really help us out so we could get much better content for each and every one of you. Now, back to what we're actually going to do today. If you haven't read the title, I'm going to be doing a tier list, as I do every Monday, but today we're doing a very, let's just say, gamey one. It'll involve a lot of squids. Welcome to the den, ye ethereal forms. Yes, Yuki, the ethereal people that are somewhere here. Welcome them to the den. And we're doing a Squid Game one today. Not just any Squid Game one. We're not just gonna rank episodes because that just goes into heavy spoiler territory. Though I am going to warn you now, if you haven't seen Squid Game, I may or may not spoil things by accident. I'll do my best. I will do my best. If I spoil anything in this VOD, I will edit it out as best I can. But Squid Game, I didn't see it. Well, I'll just tell you what they tell you in the trailer. It's about a bunch of people playing these children's games, and if you lose, you die. But if you win, you make a bunch of money. Like millions of dollars. I know it says like 4.6 billion won, but if you can turn that into dollars, it's like $4 million. All right. So you make like 4 million. You can make $4 million or die. And that is the Squid Games. And it's all run by this one masked figure. And it's gonna mostly just be the main characters who we learn their names. There is one character who we don't learn his name that I didn't include here, but that's because I find him so interesting and I like the actor a lot. So let's just get onto it. I'm gonna go in order of characters we met. So if I haven't said it yet, this tier list is going to be a tier list of characters that I like, the characters that I think personally are the best or most interesting characters. All right, so that's what we're doing, guys. You heard me. We're doing these characters. We're not doing episodes. We're not doing which game, blah, blah, blah. We're doing characters. And we're going to start with the ones that we meet. We're going to go in the order of that we meet them. The audience, not Gihon, the order that Gihon, the main character, meets them, but in the order that the audience meets him. So, the first one being Gihon. Very simple. The main pro tag. And if these pictures look cut off, that's because I just took pictures and edited out the backgrounds just so it's just them. So that way it doesn't spoil any pictures in the show. It's just a picture of these people. So yes, there's blood on them. I told you, people die. That's my one spoiler, is that people die. I guess it's a spoiler, but it was in the trailers. And honestly, I think it's good to know that if you don't like seeing blood or any sort of gory moments. There aren't that many, but there is one episode that's like kind of pretty gory. Yeah, but like it depends on like levels of gore. Like there's one episode that's like really pretty gory, like, you know, with the table and the people. Yeah. Be me and watch a video about the philosophy of Squid Game and get spoiled that way. Do you hear Claire? Yeah, Claire's off over there. She's just laying down being a lazy pelican because it's her day. That doesn't mean you can be a lazy pelican. Go flap your arms or something. But yeah, it's her day off, and we were supposed to, after the stream, hang out with her mom and sister, but stuff happened. Her sister hurt herself. Her mom's house got flooded because of the rains. So we can't. We'll probably do it Thursday, though. So if I have to end the stream... Excuse me. If I have to end the stream early on Thursday, that's why. It's because I'm going to go with Claire to visit her family for a bit. But anyways, Gihon. Now, Gihon's the main character, so of course we're going to empathize with him the most. Most of the show is more or less from his perspective. Like, there are some times where you're kind of, you see it from other people's perspective. Like, there are scenes without him, of course. But for the majority of the show, you're following this character's story. Like, it literally starts from this character being at home, eating breakfast, and, you know, stuff happening. He has to go visit his daughter, and, you know, you learn about his character. And really quickly, you learn that he is not a horrible person. He's just a guy who has had a really bad break of it, and just bad thing kept happening after bad thing. He got addicted to gambling. He had huge debts, and now he's depressed, and he might even lose his daughter forever because she's going to move to the U.S., which he doesn't have money to move to the U.S. or visit her constantly because he's a poor guy in Korea, which... South Korea isn't a poor nation, but like I said, 4 billion won translates to 4 million American dollars. That should tell you how much of a discrepancy between US and South Korea is when it comes to monetary value of things. Now, he like I said, he's a good character. He is at the beginning, they actually get a chance to end the games, and he's one of the people who wants to end the games. But then some stuff happens. I'm not going to spoil what. But he ends up having to rejoin the games because it's like literally in the second episode this happens. And if they just kept it this way, the show wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't have the Squid Games. He's a great character. The acting done with this guy is great. It makes him feel like he's like way older than he actually is at times because of how just distraught he is and tired he looks. But by the end of it, when some stuff happens, I won't say, you can tell he's actually still kind of a lively guy when things are going his way, as with normal people. And it's a really good, he's a really good character to follow. And, you know, he doesn't really blame any sort of, I like, one of the reasons I like him is he doesn't blame things on other people, why things are bad. He's just like, things are bad. And he admits that a good portion of it is his fault because he, you know, he gambled away a lot of his money and he's in major debt. That's all and it's not major debt with the banks or anything. It's with like loan sharks. And literally this one guy's like, if you don't pay me back by next week, I'm going to take one of your kidneys and one of your eyeballs and sell those to pay off your debt. That's how bad his debt is. Let's just say where the show starts. That's where the show starts. It's like the first 20 minutes, by the way. Not spoiling a whole lot. That's the first 20 minutes, and it doesn't really come into play much later. You'll see why. But I think he's a great character. Fun. Really good protagonist. It always feels like his life could be in danger, but because the show was kind of following him, I had a feeling he wasn't going to die. I won't say if he does or doesn't die, but I just always had a feeling he wouldn't. But I liked his character a lot. So I'm going to put him in the A tier for just really, really great character. Let's fix that. You know me, my OCD, if I don't have it lined up, then I might as well just die. That was a bit extreme, but it's kind of true. Anybody who has like minor OCD problems like that will understand it. Or Claire, who has major OCD problems. I'm outing her. Anyways, the next character we meet, this is a side character. He's not super important, except he does push the plot, and I like the actor a lot. I don't remember the actor's name, but I like him. And the character doesn't have a name, but it's the Dokji guy. It's the guy he plays Dokji with. Now, Dokji, for those of you who haven't seen the show or don't know Korean games, it's a game where you take two pieces of paper and fold them continuously into these kind of inch-thick pieces of square like this, right? And you put yours facing down. One player goes first, red or blue. I don't know which one. But they put theirs flat on the ground, and the other person takes theirs and tries to hit it. And if you hit it and flip it over to where the bottom part is facing up, you win. If you don't, the next person gets to take theirs and tries to hit yours. And whoever flips the other person's first wins. Anyways, he plays Dokji with the guy, and he says, every time you win, you'll get 10,000 won. Every time I win, I get to slap you. And at the end of it, he finally wins a game. He makes a few $1,000s. I think it's like 40,000. And then the guy gives him this card and says, if you call this number, you could play more games like this and make more money. So that's where the show starts off. Now, this character's not super important. He's just a plot character where he just pushes the plot, but he does show up one other episode later. I like the actor. It was a lot of fun seeing them play Dokji, especially since I understood and Claire didn't, because I have watched Running Man. Running Man's a good show, by the way, but it has like 1,000 episodes. So, you know, if you want to take your time with that, take your time with that. But I just thought this guy was fun. He was a good plot character. He's not super important, but he was a good plot character. So I'm just going to put him in C. Oh, I have to sneeze all of a sudden. Oh, no. This is not good. Oh, it's coming. Oh, yeah, I think I'm good. God damn it. That's basically what always happens to me. And my cat woke up from that. She's like, the fuck was that? What are you doing? I'm trying to sleep here. Okay, look. I have a long day of catting tomorrow. I have to go to the vet. You don't understand how stressful it is for me. I need a full 3 days sleep. So yeah, that's the next person we meet. Now, the next one is kind of a mix of characters because we kind of meet them all at the same time. So I'm just going to start. Oh, wait, there's actually one character we technically do meet before him, but I'm not going to add her because I'll just put her now. What was her name? I'm going to tell you guys now, I'm not good with names in general. And a lot of these characters, they say their names like 1, maybe 2 times throughout like an hour episode. I don't remember most of them, but I have them all written down right here. And this one's name is Kungsei Byuk or Kungsei Bok. I'm not good at Korean, so if I'm butchering your language, just remember I never studied Korean. I've only watched a couple Korean shows, so like I can kind of get it. But she's a really interesting character. So she is actually a North Korean defector who moved here with her brother and escaped North Korea, and she had some money set aside to get her mom and dad back. Her dad died, and she tried to get her mom, but the people she paid to get her mom back, mom from North Korea to South Korea, stole her money. And now she's broke, and she has to get it so she can get her mom to South Korea, get a nice house for her and her brother and her mom, and they can live happily because, you know, North Korea is the worst. I don't feel bad saying about that. If anybody's mad at me for saying North Korea is the worst, fuck you. I'm just going to say that right now. Okay, I think I'm good. Achoo. Yep, that's me. God bless you. Thank you, Dum Dum. Thank you. What's your name again? You said it was Lilia? It'll be because you're gonna change. I guess you're gonna change your name a lot, so I'll just call you Lila unless you say it's another name. But anyways, she's a really cool character. She's very standoffish and guarded, as someone from North Korea would be, I assume. She doesn't have a lot of friends, and she's joining this game out of desperation. Lily, I knew it was an Lil. I'm bad. I'm sorry, friend. It's been like a week and a half, and like I just said, I'm not good with names. Clearly, I'm not good with names, even if they're in English. But she is a really tragic character, how hard it has been for her and how hard it will be. And she joins the Squid Game so she can make enough money to be with her family again. And there's, apparently it was her first time like being in a big acting role. People are saying it's her first time acting ever. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she's done like a thing here or there, maybe like a stage play or something. Maybe helped a friend with some scripts, but she's too good for this to be her very first time acting ever her entire life. Definitely, I believe if it's her first like big role, that I could believe. She used to be a model before this, which is pretty normal in Korea. A lot of models will become actors, or actors will become models, and so on and so forth. The whole Korean system with you know, of being a singer, actor, dancer, model, all that stuff is actually a lot more intertwined than it is here. Here we have our models over here, our TV actors over here, our movie actors over here, our singers over here, our dance, you know, it's all mixed in South Korea. I think it makes it a lot more entertaining because you end up getting to see them mixed together more. It doesn't make sense unless you watch a show like Running Man. Running Man really sense. But I thought she was a great character. I loved her story from beginning to end. It was really tragic. You know, we don't really get to see her open up too much by the end of the series, so I would have liked to see more with her by the end of the season. Not series, season. Again, I'm not saying if she lives or dies. Just saying I would have liked to have seen more with her by the end of the season. But we did get a lot, and it was pretty good. So I'm going to put her in the solid B tier. She was really good in this, and her character was really interesting. But, you know, she's a pickpocket who learned from a gangster who's... This guy, like I said, I'm going to mush a lot of these introductions around together because that's kind of what happens for us. This guy, and his name is Jungdeok-soo. Jungdeok-soo. I think that's how you say it. Jungdeok-soo? If I'm wrong, please tell me. Just tell me in the comments or whatever. But this guy, he is clearly part of a gang, and he's an asshole. He doesn't treat anyone like a person. He treats them all like tools to be used to further himself, make himself look better. He starts beating her up because she quote unquote betrayed him at one point, even though I think he betrayed her first. He's just an all-around terrible character, and you love to hate him. And when you see what happens to him throughout the season, every bad thing that happens to him, you go, oh yeah, and every good thing that happens to him, you're like, this mother. And he acts it so well. I've seen pictures of him off screen. He looks like such a nice guy, but he did such a good job playing this out. I mean, look at his eyes. Just look at his eyes. You can see he has like no soul. He has the snow, and just like his tattoo right here. He's a snake. He is a. Oh, he gained. Okay, I'm now hearing from my producer that he gained 30 pounds just for this role. It's like, which is insane. That's pretty normal in Korea. Actually, they actually do work a lot harder to kind of fit the role of the character. A lot of times, unless the director or producer says otherwise. And he was another one who just played this role well. But I hate him. I hate his character. He's like the perfect antagonist. Even more so than the main antagonist of the series. And I loved every minute he was on screen because I loved to be mad at him. So I'm going to put him in A because he was just this was so well done. He was like just perfect evil. Now, I'm not saying he's a good character, like a good person, but his character was great. Like, it was entertaining. I loved watching. He was like a King Joffrey kind of character, although not as bad because King Joffrey was, well, a king, and he was way more fucked up. But this guy was pretty fucked up. And you learn the whole reason that he's here is because he spent a bunch of money in the Philippines gambling, and now he owes a huge debt, and they're trying to track him down to get his organs to pay off the debt because that's how gang members are in Asia, apparently. Man, we should probably start doing that in the US. Oh, wait, we do. It's called the whole kidney stealing thing. Anyways, we'll move on to the next character we meet in that section, and it's the old man. No, I remember him because this character was my favorite. I loved every scene with him. I loved how much fun he was having with every game. Literally the first one, even after all the people die, he's just like da 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 da. Like, he's just going with it. He's just having lots of fun. It was great. I loved every scene with him. Apparently this is this actor's first time doing something since like the 80s or the 90s. I can't remember, but he's been around a while. I loved his character. It was so much fun to watch him in every scene that he was in. I loved learning more about him. There are moments when he like talks to Gihon, the main character, and he goes, "You probably got beat a lot as a kid." And he's like, "Yeah, how did you know?" "Because I used to beat my son. He was just like you." Like, damn, those are some funny lines. Those are some funny lines. I loved watching everything about this character. And huh? Spanked. Same difference. Yeah. But anyways, peanut gallery. God, I gotta get someone who's allergic to peanuts so that way the peanut gallery won't be chatting when they're supposed to be looking up food, apparently. Wait, why is there a clone? There we go. I don't know why it cloned itself. That was... Sometimes our program does that. I guess I'm pressing a key and I don't realize it. Oh, well, none of these characters are going to be F, so we won't put them in the F tier anyways. I'll fix that up later off screen. Next. Oh, I just realized I never opened stream avatars for you guys. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me get your stream little avatar buddies out. All right. The next one we meet is an old friend of Gihon's. It is Choseng-woo is his name. And it turns out, and he was like super famous in their neighborhood for going to college, actually making something himself. And what happened was he did some insider trading and he tried to use their money to buy futures, which is a whole money thing. I can't really explain it. I'm not really into that whole money scene. But he tried to use it to buy futures and he ended up wasting a bunch of people's money. So he has to pay back like 3 billion won worth of money, 6 billion, something like that, to pay off some debts. And if he doesn't, his mom will lose her fish store and he just couldn't admit to her. So he joins a lot of dudes in green hoodies. Well, they're all in the green hoodies because that's what they make them wear in the Squid Game. They make them wear the green, and it's not a hoodie. It doesn't have a hood. It's a tracksuit. They all make them wear, if you didn't notice, by the way, they all have a number. You can't really see it, of their player number. Like his is number 1 and his was 4, 5, 6, I think. He was the last one, he was the first one. So they're all made to, when they join the Squid Game, they're made to wear these tracksuits. They're actually knocked out and then they put the tracksuits on them. It's a whole thing. It's kind of creepy. I mean, it's really creepy. Anyways, we get to this guy. He owes like 6 billion won. If he doesn't pay it off, not only will he go to jail, but his mom will lose everything. Her house, her store, her pride in him, which he can't accept. But she's so proud of her son. And he, oh my God, what he does throughout this season was insane at times. It was like, holy fuck, I can't believe this character just did this. This character has gone dark. And he is, oh, it's such a great character. So much fun to watch him throughout the season. I kind of saw it all coming, but I still think it was a really well-written character. Super solid. Again, another character just you want to watch to see what they're going to do. And so I put him in my illustrious A tier. Right, with the main character, the big bully, and him. And then the next character we meet at that same time is what was his name again? His name is the only non-Korean one because he's not Korean. He's from the Middle East, I believe. I want to look up his full name. Dang it. Peanut Gallery. Abdul Ali is his name. And he was a cute character. He was really tragic and really sad. He came here to make money. Lots of people in it for their Mother's Day. Yeah, I mean, family is a good motivator. You know, one thing you should know about every show or every plot is the plot should push the characters more than the characters push the plot. Because if the characters are pushing the plot, then it just feels like everything in the plot is controlled by the characters, and then it makes them feel like they're way more important than they are. If the plot is pushing them, that's how you get interesting characters like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Die Hard. He doesn't want to do what he wants to do until he's forced into it. Just like all these characters, they're forced into this situation because he's broke, and he's working for this one guy who owns like an auto shop, and he has a 1-year-old boy and a wife, and they're just trying to scrape by, and the guy won't pay them, and he's like, look, I don't have any money, deal with me later. And he sees a thing of cash right there, and he chases after him to get the cash, and he accidentally pushes his boss's hand into a machine. Basically, that's why he's forced to play the Squid Game, because he, you know, like, he has to make some money so he can leave Korea and go back to his country without getting caught by the police, and so he can save his wife and their son. And it's really depressing and really sad. And so he's in the Squid Game, and he doesn't know Korean super well. Like, he's fluent in it, but he doesn't know like the different cultural stuff. So he's kind of following Gihon and oh, what's his name again? Seng-woo around. And he keeps calling Seng-woo Hyung because he gave him some money for the bus fare and stuff. because he had no money, and he was super nice to him. It was a whole thing. And he follows him around, and he really attaches onto these guys. And the way it was acted was really well, but his character personally was just kind of weak to me. Like, he was fun, I liked him, and I cared about him, but he was also he was one of the smaller characters in my opinion. And it's not that he was bad, he just, smaller. So I put him in the solid C tier. He's not number 1 or nothing, but he has some work to become a better character next time. Like I said, not spoiling nothing. So, he has a chance to become a better character. Now, the other character we meet around this time is Hanmi Nyo. Hanmi Nyo? I don't know. Hanmi. I'm just going to call her Hanmi. And she's a bitch. She's that annoying girl in your class who's like, I'm important. You guys all have to like me because I'm important. Look at how important I am. I'm super important. I'm so important. You guys all need me. Look at you all losers. If it weren't for me, you would all be dead. Blah, blah. Like, she's so annoying. She won't shut up. I hate her guts. What happened to her in the end? By the end of the season. Ugh, that was so good. But I still hate her. I'm putting her in D tier. I don't like her character at all. She was just annoying. She does something. She does one thing I like, but everything else annoyed the hell out of me. I don't like her at all. Like, there's even a point where she's like, I want to leave the Squid Game because I didn't get to name my child. And then she joins the Squid Game back and is like, okay, so you're just lying about that? You even care about your kid? I don't like her. She's my D tier character. Next one we have is the cop character. They don't say his name much, but his name is Hwang Joo-ho. And he's looking for his brother who might or might not have been involved in the Squid Game because he hears about the Squid Game from Gihon. And he's like, what happened? Where's my brother? I'm trying to find my brother. What happened to him? Is he dead? Is he in the Squid Game? We need new advice from the peanut gallery. I'm just kidding, Claire. I'm not kidding. Go enjoy your music or something. Anyways, he's trying to find his brother. He's a cop, so he infiltrates the place. He has some I liked his scenes because of him, you get to see a lot of the behind the scenes of how the characters make the Squid Game. And it's a lot more fun, way more interesting. And it was probably my favorite part. Some of my favorite scenes were with him. He was such a solid character, but he doesn't end up doing a whole lot by the end of the season. He's really just more there for a character, for a reason for us to see what's happening in the background. He doesn't really progress the plot too much. He does a little bit, but not too much. But I still liked his character. But he was kind of, he did have some weaknesses, in my opinion. So I'm going to put him in the C tier. The good old solid C tier. With Dakji and Ali. That rhymed more than I meant it to. Anyways, those are most of our main characters, but we have one more. The last one. The big bad. The final boss. The head honcho. The front. Who? No, I didn't forget her.
Fuck.
She's only important for like 2 episodes.
Yeah, well, neither is Dakji guy.
Yeah, but he was more entertaining to me.
Way better than Dakji.
No. Anyways, the front
You
man.
Bitch. Getting someone this.
No, I didn't forget her. I literally just didn't care about her.
Well, you should still include
As soon as
her.
I met her, I knew she was gonna die. Spoilers. I don't like her.
You're sexist.
What are you talking about? I put
Yeah, but you should have put an A.
Shut up, peanut gallery. Anyways, the front man, the main bad, the big boss. He's this guy who is in control of this whole thing, in control of all the people who kill them, who make the games, who pulled them in, drug them, all the stuff. And it is spooky and it is insane. And he plays it so well. Even though his voice is modified for most of the time and you don't really see his face, the way he acts it out is great. I loved every scene of him. It was so much fun to watch him throughout the whole thing. How do I get dragon scales? There will be mini games and stuff. I'll do a mini game I'll tell you later. But anyways, He was a great villain. I loved every scene. I wanted to know who he was, why he was doing this. How did this game come to be? He was just such a great character. But we don't really learn that much about him by the end. We learned some important stuff. But I want to see more of him in the next season. We're going to get other seasons, hopefully. But it's I'm putting him in the B tier. We need more of him before I can put him higher. Maybe if we learn more about him specifically. I mean, we learned one thing about him by the end. But it's not much. It's just kind of he's connected to a character. That's it. That's my spoiler, by the way. But he was such a great character. And you know, fine. I'll put nose piercing girl. Look, I'll just write it out because I didn't have it. I'm not gonna get the nose piercing girl. What's her name? If she was so important, what's her name?
I don't remember any of their names. I don't really
There, nose piercing girl.
Because I don't.
I'm putting her in D tier. She wasn't that interesting.
Put no piercing.
There. No. She wasn't in the show enough. And she wasn't important enough to me. She didn't progress the plot. She was only important for one character at one moment in the entire show. And then after that, she's not important anymore.
She's important characters.
That's important to all the characters.
What?
None of them would join the Squid Game if it weren't for him.
Whatever.
Hey, it's on your tier list, girl.
I know.
Don't make me come over there and lick you. I will. I'll lick you all over your face and it'll be all slobbery. Anyways, this was that's my tier list. It was interrupted several times by some squawking pelican. Actually, watch it with us. What did you think, kitty? I thought Squid Game was a really good game, and all of you should watch it. So that way, if we spoil it, you'll still give us money so I can get treats. Kitty, we're not asking them for money. Give us all the money for treats. We want the treat money. Give us the treat money. Do it. Do it, bitches. You're a little treat. You're a little treat obsessed kitty. Oh, we got another kitty.
Juliet, what do you think of the Squid Game? Meow. I didn't like it because there were no squids for me to eat. Meow. It was bullshit. Meow. I want to go back to bed now. Okay, bye.
Oh, someone's a little upset kitty.
I woke her up. She's like, this is stupid. There's no squids in this. I want to eat some fish.
She's all mad at Claire now for waking up. Anyways, that's my tier list for Squid Game. Nose piercing girl and what's her name? I don't remember their names anymore because I just put them away. I should have kept it open. Here, I'll open it again just for you guys. Just for you guys. Where is it? Nose piercing girl and Hanmi. I didn't like their characters, but they weren't terrible. They could do more with them. But by the end of the season, there wasn't much that maybe we'll get more of one of them. The other one I already spoiled what happened to her. But that's because I didn't think she was important at all. Then in C tier, we got Dakji Guy. We got Lee, and we got the cop, Junho. Very interesting characters. Very, let's see where they go with them. I feel like the Dakji Guy is going to play more of a role in the next season when we get it. Because I like the actor. He was so good at playing that role. And I've seen him in other stuff, and I want to see more of him. Then we get the front man, the big bad. Play the Squid Game. And we get the really cool character of Kang Se-byuk. And again, it's not that I didn't like her character. I just wanted to get more of her. By the end of the season, we didn't get enough of her for the season for me to really like her. And that's because she's not the main characters. The main characters are really these three and the old man, when you think about it. By the end of the season, when you think about it, they're the main ones. But I loved these two. I loved hating him every second. I love seeing the journey these three went on. Not these three. He kind of already went on his full journey. But his character, I loved to hate every second he was on screen. Like, I was enjoying his performance, but I wanted to punch him in the face and just break that smug nose of his. And then with Songwoo, what he's done, how he's messed up. Oh my god, I really feel bad for him, but I really want, you know, what he ends up doing. Boy, what's wrong with you, boy? Come on. And Gihon, the main character, great. I can't wait to see him in more seasons. You know, if we get more of him in the future season, I can't wait. He's really great. It's so good to watch him. And then, of course, my favorite character. I always love the old man characters. I love the kind of comedic characters. I love the jokester characters. I love every scene he was in, I loved. He's my favorite character from beginning to end. Every single episode, every scene he was in, I loved. That's my tier list for Squid Games. Horribly interrupted. But, you know. Anyways, guys, that's it. We will be back in a future video, possibly to talk about some other stuff with Squid Game. I'm hoping we get a season 2. I'm really thinking we will, but there's a possibility we might not because the guy who wrote the script wrote it like 8-10 years ago. And I don't think he's written as season 2 yet, but I'm pretty sure Netflix will just dump a truckload of money and be like, write a season 2, and he'll be like, okay. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to a season 2 of Squid Game. It's the only reason I can think of keeping a Netflix account right now, to be honest. Because there's nothing else on Netflix I want to watch except for Stranger Things Season 4. Which isn't out yet. Even though it's been like 4 years. It'll be out soon though. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you liked my tier list. And if you hate it, tell me in the comments down below. And we'll see you all next time. And remember, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching the tier list from my Monday stream. If you want to join in live, click the link to my Twitch channel in the description. If you liked the video, please click that like button. And if you want to see more, click that subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day.